come alive in the dark, and I keep getting stronger. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. Ay, I'll pull the sword out the border, walk a floor full of cobras. Go to war with you all, we can brawl toe to toe. I can tighten loops in my lace and make lightning lose in a race. I make fire cool and come back from the triangle in Bermuda. I can shoot it.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders. The ball on the tee, we're set for football, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Thompson now, 3rd down. They'll go out to the flat for Edmonds. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 27. Hal throwing on 1st down here. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. 2nd down, Hal back to pass. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Hal throwing on 3rd down here. Throw right side complete to Dotson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, give him a good 10 yards on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Thompson looking to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
On 2nd and 9, Howell. This pass hauled in by Dodson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Over the middle, brought in by Dodson. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dodson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Commanders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And the kick is good, and the Commanders out to a 7-0 lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now Thompson. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Off play action. It's Howell. And it'll be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on. And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded at about the 28. A good return there, 17 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. After 7-0 on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. This time they'll throw it with Howell. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Howell trying to pick it up on 3rd. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Howell from the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Short completion, just 4 yards, and 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd and 1. Howell's going to throw it. This is caught. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Gibson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, Week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Thompson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Again, they run with Edmonds. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. First down, Thompson. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Dolphins have cut it back within a score. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Howell. This one left side caught by Gibson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Yeah, the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop them on 3rd down. Howell. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. Off play action, Thompson. On the move to his left. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
First down. Here's Thompson. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. Powell's throw into the hands of McLaurin. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, Howell. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on second down. Howell. Quick slant, Dotson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. Going right back to Dotson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's second down. Second down, Howell now. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And once more, Howell back to the air. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Tress Way on fourth down is sent out to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders at their 25-yard line. Second half starts with a run by Gibson. And some room to work. And And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Christian Wilkins in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They go play action with Howell. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. And Howell will throw it. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Christian Wilkins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep, and on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
1st down, Howell to throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, a 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they pick that one off.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. On first down, they go with Mostert again. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd and 7, Thompson gets this one to Hill. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Here's Thompson. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Shotgun on 3rd down. Here's Thompson. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2nd down. Here's Mostert again. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the fourth. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the fourth quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. 65 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Howell. That's going to be caught by Samuel. That one a first down pickup of 8. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Howell to throw on 2nd down. Complete, it's Dotson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. Straight ahead, Gibson. Channing Tindall is there for the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
41's the mark. 41's the mark. Check, 41. Record.
They'll go again with Gibson. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Gibson here running out of the gun. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Washington on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing here, Howell. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. From 19 yards away. And the Commanders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that will make this a 4-point game. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the gun, a run with Mostert. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Thompson. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Thompson, desperation time. And able to complete it to Moreau. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Here's Thompson. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The Dolphin. Passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down. They'll look to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders have just about sewn up this football game. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And, boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 10 yards there, good for a Washington 1st down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a give to Gibson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. So it's Washington getting the victory here. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire 2nd half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship.